AI has taken over pretty much everything, but also nothing all at the same time. It hasn't affected anything, but it's also affected everything. It's a big confusion. And one of the main points for the Hollywood writer strike a couple of years ago was basically stopping AI from taking writer jobs, which is a very valid point and a valid argument, and something that you would think would not be as controversial as it was. So you've probably heard it 100 times already, and you're going to hear it 100 times more. Writing, content creation, filmmaking, all of that. You're not going to be able to do that in 2 years. AI is going to be able to do it with one single prompt. Ben Affleck actually put it best, and it was the best way I could ever explain it when I saw the clips from a podcast he was on recently. And I'll play the clip now.
But if you try to get ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini to write you something, it's really shitty.
So I put it to the test. I gave the exact same prompt to 3 different, AI assistant softwares just to see what they would come up with if I told it to write a short film. We gave it to ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Perplexity, which is one that I haven't heard of. So I sat down with all 3 and I gave it the same prompt. Write a short horror film for me. The main character is named Alex. The setting has to be a wooded area with a log cabin. The antagonist is a 7-foot tall lumberjack with a hook for a hand. The outcome is Alex escaping by police car at the end. The one thing every single software does, and it drives me absolutely insane, is no one puts it in script format. Everyone will take it and give you acts like it's a play. It's not a play. I want a script for a short film. So let's start from the most obvious to the least obvious one. ChatGPT, the one everyone uses for, everything now. They've replaced the Google with ChatGPT, our generation has. So let's start with that one. So it gives me the genre, which is horror/survival. That's good. Length, 8 to 10 minutes. Probably not. I wouldn't count on that. Really stretching it there if that's the case. Cast, we have Alex, lumberjack, plus 1 officer. Okay, so it read between the lines that we had a cop car that we can add a police officer. Or if it wanted to, we can make Alex the cop. Alex could have been the cop the whole time. Or the lumberjack could be a red herring and he could be a police officer. Locations, log cabin exterior/interior, plus surrounding woods, plus dirt road. Okay, so we have the dirt road as well. We have an opening, exterior, wooded road, sunset. A narrow dirt road cuts through thick forest. A sedan pulls up in front of an old log cabin, windows dark. No neighboring houses, no power lines. Alex, mid-20s, steps out stretching. He looks exhausted but relieved. Peace and quiet. He unlocks the cabin. As he closes the door, in the distant tree line, something tall stands between the trees, still watching. Cut to black. So we got a decent opening. It's not bad. I don't like the transition at the end cutting to black on that. Unless, well, that's where it gets kind of tricky because it doesn't quite know. It doesn't quite know how to function itself. Because I'm going to do this like I made this. If I'm making this, I'm not going to cut to black. We could have like a nice like Hitchcock style transition where you kind of pan camera and then it fades into whatever the lumberjack's wearing, preferably a darker color. So I guess like a black. But we're not cutting to black. It's almost like a cheap fade to black, I guess you would call it. Move into where the lumberjack is. So that way it's fully dark on the actual image. And then cut in between Alex and the house where you're moving out of a dark object. It's a nice transition. It looks very clean and crisp. It's not really a cut to black. It's, like I said, like a cheap fade to black is what I would put it as into a script at least. But yeah, I mean, nothing to complain about so far. Opening's fine. Let's go to Act 1. Act 1, settling in. Interior cabin nights. Lantern light. Wood interior creaks. Alex sets down groceries. His phone shows no service. He explores. Fireplace stacked with fresh cut logs. A heavy splitting axe embedded in a stump outside. Deep vertical gouges carved into the cabin wall. He runs his fingers along one gouge. It's too curved to be an axe. Clang. Metal striking wood outside. Alex freezes. Another clang. Closer. This is a little confusing, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of this. it's also kind of moving between two different scenes, an interior and an exterior. So, I mean, Act 1 isn't really an interior cabin night like it was showing. Also, night, it's going to be kind of hard. Well, I'm thinking indie. If it's a studio, you can show it easy. For night, it's going to be kind of hard to show certain details on the outside, especially if you're on a low budget. The clangs outside, it's supposed to be in the forest on a dirt road. Maybe something dragging on the rocks, the gravel, I guess. Well, it's a lumberjack though. That's the villain. So I don't know. Does he have a sword? Let's just continue. Let's go to Act 2. First contact, exterior cabin porch, night. Alex steps out cautiously. Wind through trees, nothing. Then a faint metallic scraping sound behind him. He turns slowly. Between the trees about 40 yards out, a massive silhouette, at least 7 feet tall. Broad shoulders, flannel shirt, suspenders. One arm hangs heavy. The other ends in a curved iron hook. Moonlight hits it. It gleams. Alex. Hey, you're on private property. The figure doesn't move. Then, scrape. The hook drags slowly down the trunk of a tree. Alex bolts inside and slams the door. Wow. Okay. Act 3, the siege. Lights flicker, go out. Total darkness. Footsteps crunch outside the cabin. Heavy, slow, deliberate. The hook drags across the exterior logs. Screech. Alex barricades the door with a table. A shadow passes by the window. Then, the hook punches through the glass. Shards explode inward. Alex stumbles back. The lumberjack forces his arm through the broken window. He is massive. Scarred face, thick beard, dead eyes. He doesn't speak. He breathes. Alex grabs the axe from beside the fireplace. Swings. The hook catches the axe midair. The lumberjack yanks. Alex loses grip. The axe flies across the room. The lumberjack starts forcing his body through the window frame. Wood cracks. Alex runs out the back door. I mean, that's okay, I guess. I don't see anything wrong with it. It kind of feels like an action-y, like almost like a chase scene, I guess you could say it. But not quite a chase. Yeah, it's okay. It feels like something you probably have seen before. It sounds super familiar. It's a very safe bet. Act 4, The Hunt. Exterior woods, night. Alex sprints into the forest. Branches whip his face. He trips, crashes down a slope. Behind him, the lumberjack doesn't run, he walks. Unhurried, confident. The hook drags along tree bark as he passes. Alex scrambles up and reaches the dirt road. In the distance, headlights, a patrol car. Alex stumbles into the road waving. Alex, help, help. The cruiser slams on the brakes. An officer jumps out, gun drawn. Officer, get behind the car. The lumberjack steps out of the trees, fully visible now, towering, silent. The officer aims. Officer, drop the weapon. The lumberjack tilts his head slightly, almost curious. Then he steps backward into the darkness. 1 step, 2, gone. Like the woods swallowed him. Okay, yeah, I mean, again, I feel like I've watched this 20 times. The first thing that I think of as I read this is, I think one of the Wrong Turn movies has like almost the exact same ending, except maybe it's not the ending, maybe it's just one of the scenes like in the beginning where a cop ends up meeting, no, it might be a ranger. It's either a ranger or a cop ends up meeting him, and they try to get his help, but they end up killing the, cop, ranger, whatever it is. But even that, I mean, that's been a cliche in like horror movies for, God, like forever. It's a common thing, which it makes sense. So now we have our final moment. Alex shakes uncontrollably in the back seat of the police cruiser. Officer, you're safe now. The cruiser drives away from the dirt road. We hold on the woods. Silence. Then, from deep within the trees, a faint metallic scrape. Closer to the road than before. Cut to black. I mean, look, it follows the prompt, kind of adds a little bit, of its own kind of thing. It's just not very good. It really isn't. It's not going to write you a feature film. Great for, maybe getting some ideas, but it's, I don't know, 5 out of 10? I'm sure it'd be okay. If you made it into a movie, it'd be fine. I don't think it's really good. It kind of defeats the purpose of writing to begin with, trying to, kind of push the boundary and I want to say change the status quo, because that's all Hollywood is the status quo, but I guess try new things and don't be afraid to take a chance. Like, AI is never going to take a chance. It's always going to go the safest route possible because it thinks that's exactly what you want to do, which it might be what you want to do. Let's see if Gemini is any better. Maybe Gemini has some more success for us. It definitely looks like it is about the same amount to read, but it's not broken into acts. Actually, it's almost script-like. Point there. That's pretty nice. Oh, this one gave us a title too. It's called Timber. So let's see. We have exterior wooded hollow, night. Dense fog clings to the towering pines like a shroud. The only sound is the rhythmic, heavy thud of boots on damp earth. Alex bursts through a thicket of ferns, branches whipping his face. He stumbles, grasping for air, and looks back. Silhouetted against the pale moonlight, a massive shape moves through the trees with impossible silence for its size. The moonlight glints off a curved piece of metal where a hand should be. Alex scrambles up and sprints towards a flickering light in the distance. Not bad already. It's actually better. So instead of any kind of slow introduction to the characters, it's kind of just throwing you directly into the action and letting you kind of figure it out, which that's nice. I don't know why. Did I mess something up? Why does it keep going with a hand that's a hook? Did I do something? Let me read the prompt again. Did I mess that up? I just realized I put hook for a hand. I'm the idiot. Actually, I'm just going to leave it in that I forgot all about the hook. I think it's way funnier. So scene 2, now we have exterior log cabin continuous. A rugged ancient log cabin sits in a small clearing. Alex throws himself against the heavy oak door. It's locked. Alex, in a frantic whisper, no, 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 please. He hears it. Shh, the whack. The lumberjack. The hew. Is calling it the hew. Okay, that's... What is a hew? Hew definition. Chop or cut. Something especially wood or coal with an axe, pick, or other tool. Okay, yeah, sure. The lumberjack is 10 yards away. He isn't running. He doesn't need to. He brings his hook into a porch support beam, pulling himself toward with terrifying strength. Alex spots a window. He wraps his shirt around his fist and smashes the glass. Scene 3. Interior log cabin moments later. Alex rolls onto the floor, glass crunching under his boots. The cabin smells of cedar and rot. He fumbles in the dark, finding a heavy iron fire poker. Thump, thump, thump. The hew is on the porch. The front door groans as the hook pierces through the solid wood like it's wet paper. The metal screech of the hook sliding down the grain is deafening. Alex realizes there's no way out the back. The rear door is boarded shut from the outside. He's trapped. The front door shatters. The hew ducks his massive head to enter the frame. He is a wall of muscle and shadow, his face obscured by a thick, matted beard and a low-hanging cap. Alex, stay back. Alex lunges with the poker. The hew catches the iron rod with his bare hand, his grip like a vice. With a flick of his wrist, he tosses the poker and Alex across the room. Alex hits a gun cabinet. It's locked, but the glass is already broken. He grabs a flare gun from the shelf. The lumberjack raises the hook high, the rusted tip dripping with something dark. He swings. I don't know what sound effect that is, but you get the point. Alex dives. The hook embeds itself 6 inches deep into the floorboards. The hew tugs. The floorboards groan. Alex doesn't wait. He aims the flare gun at a stack of dry firewood and old newspapers near the giant's feet and pulls the trigger. Whoosh! The room explodes with a blinding crimson light. The dry wood catches instantly. The Hugh bellows, a deep guttural sound that vibrates in Alex's chest. Exterior cabin continuous. Alex leaps back out the broken window. Behind him, the cabin is quickly becoming a funeral pyre. He sprints toward the dirt access road, his lungs burning. Suddenly, blue and red lights flash through the trees. The high-pitched wail of a siren cuts through the woods. A lone police cruiser skids to a halt on the gravel. Alex, help, over here! The officer jumps out, drawing his sidearm, but his jaw drops as he looks past Alex. From the burning cabin, a massive flaming silhouette emerges. The Hugh is on fire, but he is still walking. He raises the hook, a glowing orange talon in the night. Officer, get in the car! Alex dives into the passenger seat. The officer throws the cruiser into reverse just as the hook slams into the hood, tearing a jagged hole into the metal. The tires scream, kicking up gravel as they roar backward, turning sharply to flee down the mountain. I don't have much to say about this one, just kind of reading through it. I mean, everything's fine. I don't really have complaints. It, again, just feels like something I've seen or watched 20, 30 times. All of it just feels too familiar. And again, it's kind of the whole root of this issue of no matter what you give it, it feels like it's always just kind of pulling like the average of everything. Like if we have a movie take one risk way up here and the other one plays it ultra safe, like here, we're just going to have a straight median is what AI is going to pull to kind of formulate its own kind of script, basically. Now it's not bad. It's just overdone. It's something you've seen 20, 40 times. It's something you could see tomorrow if you turned on Netflix or Tubi or even YouTube. I'm sure some of the YouTube short films have done this exact thing. And that's fine. I'm guilty of doing the same thing that's been done before too. It's just with film as a medium, everything is recycled in some way or another, and everyone pulls from different inspirations anyways. But AI just feels like almost like an amalgamation of everything that you could possibly watch in one lifetime. And at that point, it almost feels like a mess. There's plenty of things AI does well and does perfectly fine. But when it comes to a lot of the creative stuff, it always misses the mark. Even like the image generation stuff for like thumbnails or for even just like the AI art. I don't know, it's never quite good. And I understand people use it because it's not like it's something easy to do. I can't sit there and draw something for hours and hours and hours and it be good. It's just not going to be because I don't have the skill and I haven't taken the time to perfect that craft. So, I guess it does make it easier if I can just put a prompt in and try to tweak an image to get it how I want it to be at least. But still, at the end of the day, it's not going to be something you created. It's going to be something that you mentioned that was then created by a data center 200 miles away that then sent it across the entire country to get to you. I don't know. It's a gray area. Everything's kind of tricky. And I know I'm going to probably make a lot of people mad. That's fine. Because it's such a weird topic and it's so new. I'm not saying don't use AI, of course. I'm just saying use it in ways that benefit you and not just remove yourself from learning skills. I guess that's the biggest thing that I'm trying to kind of get across. I'm rambling a little bit though. Let's get the last little bit of this for Gemini, and then we'll go to Perplexity, which Perplexity is pretty short, so that's nice. Interior police car continuous. Alex collapses against the seat, chest heaving. He looks in the side mirror. In the receding glow of the burning cabin, the 7-foot giant stands in the middle of the road. He isn't moving anymore. He just stands there, cloaked in fire, watching them disappear into the dark. Alex, with a shaky breath, drive. Just drive. Fade out. Okay, so we don't really get any kind of story. Does this give a time like ChatGPT does? I think ChatGPT said 8 to 10 minutes. This one doesn't say anything about time. They both are going to be short. 8 to 10 minutes for ChatGPT is outrageous. You're going to get like 3 or 4. And then with Gemini, there's no, I don't want to say world building because that's not really the right word, but there's no kind of setup. Like, we don't know why Alex is in the woods. We don't know anything about the lumberjack. It kind of feels like almost like a Michael Myers-ish ripoff, but not quite. I don't know. That's kind of the best way I can explain it. Yeah, I mean, this one's fine. I think this is actually better than ChatGPT's. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I'm sure if you took this and did a good bit of tweaking, added an intro, or you could just have it to where it starts off how it does. But I would recommend having something at least so we know a little bit about the character, because if you don't, no one's going to connect to Alex in any way, shape, or form. We don't care if he lives or dies. At one point, we might even root for the lumberjack to stab him. I mean, that's just how it is. Okay, but let's finish now with the last one, which is Perplexity. Now, Perplexity gives us a title as well. It does not tell us the time. It says Hook in the Pines is the title. So we have an intro fade, a transition actually, an intro transition. We have a fade in. No one else did any kind of way of starting it off, did they? I don't know. Gemini did. Let's see if ChatGPT did. No, so no one else gave any kind of like start to it, which that's actually kind of good. No one else has done that. So we have a fade in. So exterior wooded road night. Alex, mid-20s, drives their beat up car down a dirt path. Trees crowd the headlights. Rain sprays the windshield. Alex squints at a glowing GPS screen that suddenly flickers out. The car sputters, dies, silence. Alex slams the steering wheel. Great. In the distance, through the sheets of rain, a faint light, a cabin. Okay, I'm going to stop it right here. You have seen this so many times, just like I have. It's in every indie film or horror game or just any of that stuff. It is everywhere. That same start is how so many games and movies have always been. That is exactly what I'm talking about, where I say it takes just the straight average, literally just the average of everything, and just says, yep, that's good. We're going to go with that. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I would like to see something different. I would try to write something different. I actively go out of my way to try and write around cliches, just because I think it's really nice to have new ideas, even if it flops and it's terrible. Just getting that idea out there, so if someone else sees it, they can try and maybe it's better. Scene 2. Exterior log cabin, minutes later. Alex knocks, no answer. The doorknob turns easily. Inside, rustic furniture, a roaring fireplace, a faint smell of pine and rust. Alex steps inside, spots a phone on the wall, deadline. Then, thunk. Something hits the porch outside. A heavy footstep, another. Metal scraping wood. Alex peers through the cracked curtain. A looming figure in a slicker and flannel stands beneath the eaves, dragging a rusted hook along the railing. Interior cabin continuous, scene 3. Alex ducks behind the couch, hyperventilating. The door creaks open. Rain gusts in. Heavy boot steps on the floorboards. The hookman's shadow stretches long against the far wall. He hums an eerie old lumber tune. The hook scrapes along the walls, pausing near the couch. Alex inches towards the back door. A creak. The figure turns. Alex bolts. The hook slashes through the air where their back was a moment ago. Okay, scene 4. Exterior woods night. Branches whip Alex's face as they sprint between trees. Flashlight bouncing wildly. Behind the hookman's rhythmic thuds and metal drags grow closer. Why? I'm just going to stop on this one. For some reason, I don't like Perplexity's layout nearly as much as Gemini and ChatGPT. As I'm trying to read it through, the way it's kind of written out, I don't know, it kind of gets me, I guess, jumbled over my words is the right word for it. We'll restart. Exterior woods night. Branches whip Alex's face as they sprint between trees. Flashlight bouncing wildly. Behind, the hookman's rhythmic thuds and metal drags grow closer. Yeah, that gets me every time. Up ahead, red and blue flashes through the trees. Alex bursts into a clearing. 2 police officers stand beside a cruiser, lights spinning. Alex collapses, gasping. He's back there, a man with a hook. The officers exchange glances. One draws his gun and heads towards the dark tree line. Silence. A beat passes. Then an enormous figure charges out, hook raised. Gunfire shatters the night. The hookman falls. Oh, wow. Okay, so you just killed the villain. Okay. Interior police car. Moments later. Mud-smeared, trembling, Alex sits in the back seat as the car drives off through the rain. In the flashing reflection of the side mirror, just as the cabin disappears into the woods, a single metal hook glints in the fog. Fade out. Okay, well, I guess I take it back. We don't kill the villain. And that's Perplexities. Short film. Yeah, I think I like this one the least. It was okay. There was a lot more action, which was cool. I guess 3 out of 10 is what I would give it. Just because I hate reading the prompt. The prompt is so bad. Not the prompt, but whatever it gives you, it spits it back out. I hate it. Just the layout of it and everything is just, it keeps getting me tripped. I can't stand it. If you are gonna try this, don't use Perplexity. It's useless. I don't like it. ChatGPT's okay. It's whatever. Gemini was actually pretty good. A mixture of the two would probably get you an idea of how you actually want to write something. But again, at the end, you can prompt it, but you still need to take it and make it into your own thing. It's fine to use it for ideas. That's basically what it's meant for. I've done it plenty of times where I'll put in a idea I have for a short, and I'm like, I want to see what ChatGPT, has to say about this. What would that write? What would it possibly look like? And then once I read it, I know, yeah, that is not what I want to do, but it gives me a direction at least that now I know, hey, I don't want to start it like this. I don't want it to sound this way, and I don't want this kind of like tone for it. So now I can take it and kind of start getting where I need to go. It's also good for writer's block. There's plenty of ways where I've had a scene and I've asked it to give me, 3 or 4 outcomes for what this could possibly do. I'll read 2 and be like, no, that's just stupid. That doesn't go with how the ending I have in my head. You hear one, you're like, that's closer. I like this, but now let's change this part, and now we get to the finish line. At the end of the day, there's still a lot of work to be done on all of the AI assistants, every single one of them. They're not going anywhere. We're just going to have to live with them. They do make life easier in some ways. They make life harder in other ways. But that is a conversation for a different channel and not this video. And that is why AI cannot write a good script, and I'm sure it will be able to do so eventually. Maybe they'll have some specific model where it's just for script writing. Maybe they have it now. Maybe someone's out there been training it just for screenwriting. But as of right now, it's not going to write you, the next breakout film. You're not going to be the next Tarantino. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. This is a tricky one, and if this video gets any views, I'm imagining a lot of arguments in the comments down below. But yeah, let's try to have a nice discussion about AI and either film or just writing in general. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it to this point. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this or just any videos I make in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.